Deuteronomy 19:21. Velo tachos einecha, nefesh benefesh, ayin be'ayin, shein beshein, yad beyad, regel beragel. So we get here an interesting verse concluding this section and chapter. We start with the negation here. We've got the vav continuing the discourse here. The negation, though, is on the verb chos, chet, vav, samek. This is a tav performative, so we're looking at either a 2ms or a 3fs in the call imperfect. The call we know from the A-O vowel class here, so that A to O is often the call in those hollow verbs. And the way we determine which of these two that it is going to be the subject. So we're looking at the subject here, einecha, your eye. And if we look this up in a lexicon, we find that I is feminine. So we're looking at the third feminine singular verb form here. So your eye shall not have compassion or shall not pity. And then we get this soul for soul or life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Now, I've got the other verses over here where we see parallels to this. And one thing I want to point out is that in the parallel passages, both of them, instead of the bait prepositions that we see in each of these cases, instead of those bait prepositions, we get tachat, tachat. And so you get that instead of idea. Here, the bait is probably going to be called something like a bait of price or a bait of exchange. If you look at Williams' Hebrew syntax, we're looking at section 246, and then footnote 344 on that same page has all the references to the major reference grammars. So if you look these places up, you can see this use of the bait, but the idea is a bait of exchange. So you heard me translate these as for, a soul for a soul, an eye for an eye, and that's going to be this bait of exchange or bait of price.